And good evening. Welcome to the Deltahead stream. I am James Howell, and tonight we're doing part 3 of Echo Night Beyond. And to help with that, now I have brought up an FAQ. This fella right there, that's there on the phone. It is a text file, a .txt file delivered straight to my phone from GameFAQs, which is exactly how I like my video game support. Ironically, given the fact that I made YouTube videos, not through YouTube videos, because they often spend quite a bit more time than I'm interested in, talking about something that's not related. Which is ironic if you're here to watch me play Echo Night Beyond, because I am about to talk about something that is very not related. Yeah, so I've got the FAQ up. The game is a little more old school, unforgiving on giving you cues for how to progress than I myself like, and so I've got something up to help us with that. So let's see. Decided to rename what I've been calling the pregame show for almost 2 years now. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. When did I start doing those? It's the earliest slideshow. Looks like 2021, back in almost exactly a year ago. The first one of these was 7/17/2021. So, been doing these little preludes for about 2 years now, off and on. Just going to start calling them show and tell, because truly, that is what it is. Yeah, so this week I watched a luchador film that is a little outside of my normal stomping grounds. Usually, almost everything that I've watched so far includes either Blue Demon or El Santo, and Mil Mascaras has shown up. I've watched his debut film, which is quite good. But this is the first one that I've watched sort of astray from my canon too. And it is a delight. It is extremely goofy, and I'm very excited to share that here. Let's see. Yeah, Leyendas Macabras de la Colonia. This is the macabre legend of the colony, and the narrative background for this falls into a genre of genre storytelling that is very particular to Mexican cinema, that I was not aware of until sort of really jumping into these movies. And the closest I can think of maybe would be like a Western, like, you know, the Western sort of cowboys and Indians style movie that was sort of very rote and formulaic, with familiar set pieces, tensions, and payoffs. In American cinema in the 50s, 60s, 70s, this is analogous to that in that it is set in colonial times in Mexico, with tensions between indigenous peoples and the colonizers. And the colonizers, evening Shogi, it's good to see you, are identified by their sort of bringing in, Christendom to the pagan peoples, and the indigenous folks having some sort of cultic, some sort of native cult that is resisting this. This has shown up in the El Santo movies several times, as a matter of fact. El Santo, his ancestor was actually on the side of the Inquisition. That's not necessarily a place you would find a hero's origins now, but in the sort of push against heathendom, that was a side to be on. And so that is sort of the background for what the macabre legend of the colony is. Nonetheless, that context notwithstanding, it does of course involve our favorite type of hero, which is the luchador. So Mil Mascaras, Tinieblas, El Gigante, and Tinieblas is huge. His name means darkness, and he has one of my favorite backstories among luchadors, and is in fact a really good example of why Lucha Libre resonates so much more strongly with me than American or Japanese pro wrestling, which is the imagination behind it. it is very tied to what the literary world might call genre fiction, which is often used as a code word for pablum, but that's where I make my home. So screw it. Oh yes, no, his Evening Taco. Yeah, he was. I don't think that he. No. His enemy, his original enemy, his ancestors' original enemy was a Satanist. They were fighting over the love of a woman, and his rival could not overcome Santo's charm and overall appeal. So he made a pact with the devil, and Santo, of course, defeated him. Was given strength by an angel, and was told that from henceforward you will grapple as a warrior with your hands and not with the sword, because it's that would be the way that they would have fought then. And so that's kind of his origin story. Tinieblas is from outer space. He's from outer space. He was here on Earth before humankind sort of was coming up. He was buried underneath a South American temple for many thousands of years, and then rose up, and now he is here among us to wrestle. And that's his backstory. But not his character's backstory in this. I don't think that really comes into play very much. And then there is El Fantasma Blanco, who I feel kind of bad for him, because he seems to have come along in the luchador genre right at the tail end of its run for popularity, because I think the earliest movies, I think 55, 54, 55. Very interesting parallel with my other cinematic interest, which is sort of Japanese noir and the sorts of crime movies from Japan. These sort of came about at the same time, and also sort of peaked at about the same time, and then crashed at the same time. Oh, this is completely disconnected. The nuclear apocalypse was the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, and there it shall remain. That is its own thing. These are not a consistent universe, to be clear. But yeah, so he kind of came along at the end of that genre and shows up in some of the almost like Sentai-esque movies where you've got a team of luchadors fighting crime or some sort of evil. But yeah, he doesn't really get his day as a leading man. So it opens up in an art shop with all of these colonial era artifacts and paintings and such, and then there's this painting that we settle on, which has a woman laying in bed, bottom half human, top half skeleton, and a paramour there, clearly romancing death. Tinieblas is like, I want that, and this guy here is very much your mysterious stall owner warning Homer about cursed yogurt. And he warns him, hey, this is cursed. This has got a curse on it. I don't know why he's selling it. He's like, don't buy it. And Tinieblas is like, oh, you can't fool me. You can't fool me. I know a good painting when I see one, so I want to buy it. So Tinieblas buys it. This is the setup for all of... No, El Santo does arrive wherever. Almost. It depends on the movie, kind of. In some of them, El Santo is... he shows up as needed because that is what he does. In others, he is restricted to where he happens to be wrestling. It's one of the things I like about El Santo that makes him distinct from Batman or James Bond, to whom he is often compared, is they have deep pockets and resources, and El Santo goes where he goes because he has to work. he's got a show to run, and his crime fighting, his zombie stomping, and all this other stuff, that's entirely contingent upon his work schedule. So that's an aspect of his character that I like quite a lot. So yeah, then we cut straight to backstage. Tinieblas and Mil Mascaras are going into a tag team match. They've got a little bit of a scuffle between them. They're a couple spicy fellas on the same team, so there's some fun razzing there. And so this is a really great showcase of sort of their basic sets. These are sort of like household names for lucha, and so it's really great to get to see them in action in non-grainy, good quality recording. Mil Mascaras, this is a move that is done by many luchadors, but he does it extremely well in a way that feels very natural, where you grab somebody by the head, throw yourself up so it looks like they're lifting you up, and then you bring your full body weight down and you throw them. And that's great. A lot of times it can look like, because you need the cooperation of your partner for that to succeed. And he manages to do it in a way that looks like, his partner is not cooperating. It looks like it's, actually succeeding on its own merits. So very, very good, and a variation of that I like quite a lot, where he's got one guy in a headlock. The partner is running up to help his friend, so he uses the guy in a headlock as ground, lifts himself up. Is he going for a drop kick? No, he is not. He is catching the other guy by the head, and now that he has one in a leg lock and the other in an arm lock, he twists, reaches to the ground, plants, torques, and throws them both. It rules. This is such a good move. I love when this comes up in a match, and again, like the fact that this is something that I don't always see, which is oftentimes it's sort of construed as like a very aerial or acrobatic move, and the fact that he grounds so many of these moves, I think, is very very compelling and very entertaining to see. It also showcases Tinier Blas's thing. He's El Gigante, he's huge, and this is him sort of grabbing the two Rudos and slamming them together like a couple of pies and sending them sprawling. So that's sort of like his overpowering strength and height. Tinier Blas Jr. is very entertaining to watch too. So I want to point out that this movie is 1 hour and 19 minutes long. This fight starts at 5:25. This fight ends at 23:54. This is a whole damn match. This is not what the other movies do, which is they will have maybe like 5 minutes of wrestling to show that yes, these are luchadors. This is what they're doing. This is their bread and butter. This is an entire match. This is easily a fifth of the movie, and I'm very, very pleased with that. So, and in that spirit, oh yes, this is one of Mil Mascaras' again, like this is such a great drop kick. Watch this. Just from a standing position, leaps up, boom, right in the neck, and then moves his twists to catch himself on the ground with his hand, and then rolls into recovery. So that's just such a great, quick, acrobatic move. But yeah, so there's a storyline to this after the wrestling, which is that these guys are buddies, and they decide to go back to Tiniablas's place to hang out. Mil Mascaras is like, wow, you've got terrible taste. And Tiniablas is like, yeah, well, yeah, and turns out terrible taste is cursed. Smoke comes from the painting, and our gang is now back in colonial times. Why not? This would be our three main characters, two of their girlfriends. They're all teleported back. They're basically a Scooby-Doo gang. This guy shows up, is slamming on the organ. He doesn't impact the narrative at all. He is, I would say, at best, the chorus in a Greek play. There's a lot of this, a great deal of this. The sword fighting is not nearly as inspired as the lucha. So yeah, the scam being run here is that she is the priestess of a cult, of an indigenous cult, around a mummy that she calls Mother, and she cleans up bodies after street duels to take the wounded but not dead ones to sacrifice them to Mother. And let's see, there we go. So yeah, so our gang sees this and then decides to intervene because, of course, you're heroes and you're wrestlers, so what do you do when you're teleported back into colonial times but interfere with history with wrestling? And this is our mummy. This is the center of the cult. This is her taking the wounded soldier and sacrificing him on the altar. And this is our gang. Gosh, what have we gotten ourselves into? And they're calling them a Scooby-Doo gang is the best way I can describe it, because they are just that goofy and that sort of driven to get to the bottom of this, to do good and also get out. Eventually it does come to a head where they come face to face with the mummy. The mummy, of course, has superhuman strength, despite the fact that it looks like, corn on the cob that's been, left out to dry for 5 years. And she, smacks them to the bottom of the stairwell, and they are imprisoned. So, what's our way out of this? If you guessed wrestling, as Mil Mascaras does, you are right. So he gets out there and is just wrestling with these cultists. Eventually, the girls take the painting, which exists in the past, smashes it down on the head priestess, and this teleports us back to the future. This is the sort of thing that I think of as a series of events rather than necessarily a plot, because there's no through line, there's no tug of war, there's no give and take of fate outside of the fact that there was something incredibly powerful that they couldn't beat, so they had to beat it with smarts. That's it. So now they're back in the present, they're sleeping on their way back to their lucha match, they're going in, and who do they find their opponents but the same cultists who have traveled through time to get them. I especially like the expression of the guy in the middle, who is as surprised to be there as I think these guys are to see him. So they're like, hell no, we're getting out of here. We're no longer dealing with human sacrificing cultists from the colonial era who can travel through time and catch up with us and somehow get in good with the Impresa and get a slot in the lucha match. And who do they see in the audience but our priestess in modern day garb, out on a date? She does not react to them. This is key. Does not react to them with evil recognition. You would think that if this is in fact the cult traveling through time to catch up with them, that she would have some sort of devious look, a glint in her eye that says, now we've got you, and we've got you on your own turf when you didn't expect it. She's just as confused as they are. And I like to think that she believes that they have followed her through time for some sort of revenge, and each of them just wants out. They don't know what's going on. That's the headcanon I have. I don't think that's the movie. So they get into the ring, and of course Tinieblas is fighting, and Mil Mascaras and El Fantasma Blanco just peace out. They hop out of the ring and sit ringside with their girlfriends, and leave Tinieblas to deal with this. And I think the joke here is that, well, it was your cursed painting that caused all this. You can deal with the time-traveling, bloodthirsty cultists. And they, of course, don't help. This is their response when he asks for help, which is to say, you can take care of it yourself, because this is clearly not their problem also. Tinieblas, of course, uses a classic Technico trick versus Rudos who gang up, which is to trick them all into hitting each other at the same time. So they get knocked out, he wins, he's victorious. And that's the end of the movie, which leaves so many more questions than answers. It leaves so much that we want to know about time traveling, about how this cult works without the mummy, which did not time travel with them, why the priestess just wants to be left alone. There's much unknown here, and I cannot tell you how much from the bottom of my heart that I've discovered this genre of movie. It is free to do so many weird things. It is not an it's so bad it's good thing. It is so strange. I have never seen anything like this in my life. And it is just this stage on which so much weird stuff can happen. I love it. And that is why I will gladly devote 20 minutes at the head of a video game stream to sharing, to showing and telling what I have about it. So, God bless you. Tinieblas. Mil Mascaras and El Fantasma Blanco. How sad it is that you came along in the genre when you did and did not get your hour. So, with that in mind, we gonna go on. Nope, not you. Boop. There we go. There's our channel. We are going to go to Echo Night Beyond. Let's get this down here. Gonna close this. Let's see. Do we have the audio on? Evening Swimming, it's good to see you. I'm curious, I would love to know your thoughts on that, because I think both you and I have, oh, there we go, now I'm recording locally. I think both you and I have appreciation for, I would say, unorthodox, quality movies, in a way that's not exactly ironic, but genuinely appreciative. Let's see. Chat up here. Good. Let's turn that down because that's going to be really loud. You better be reading that disc. There we go. Likewise, I feel the same way. I take genuine pleasure in this, and there's no side-eyeing, there's no smirk or snicker to my my love for it. It is genuine and true. I think what makes it for me is there is a jewel at the there are jewels studded throughout it that will not be found in any other type of movie. And even though the packaging is rough edged, even though you have to adopt a certain perspective and sort of step back to appreciate what it's doing, what it is doing is so unique and worthwhile to me that none of the potential detractions are even problems. Taco, I think that's a great way to. I think that's a great framework for it. Actually, that's actually kind of my feeling on Metal Gear Solid 4. In fact, I've heard people have said that it is varyingly their least favorite or least good, even if it is their favorite Metal Gear. And I think that I think Metal Gear Solid 4 is in that camp where it has ideas that it did not execute on as well as it wanted to, but nonetheless the ideas are interesting. Yeah. No, there's a way that we have of talking about these sorts of stories that betrays them in a way, and it's unfortunate that that's the case. Okay. So we are in. Okay, here we are. Yeah, Taco, probably my favorite part of MGS4, my favorite aspect of it, is what I have written about as its defragmentation of the Metal Gear saga, which is you know, you're given little iconic scenes, little iconic moments, and the opportunity to smash the X button, and you get all sorts of visual references that show how that particular gesture or that particular moment is being repeated from somewhere else in the series, but the action is assigned to the wrong actor. Whether it's like old Snake giving the salute that Big Boss gave at the boss's graveside or something like that. It's the right gesture, but the wrong actor. And those X button mashing sequences are all over the game. And you know, I have my way of thinking about it. But regardless of that specific interpretation, the fact that those are in there and the fact that that's very strange, I like that very much. No, so yeah, like Chuck Tingle is really interesting on that front because there is a kind of there is a sincerity in his performance that that I think resonates with a lot of younger folks in particular. So I can see why he would be upset with that. You know, Shogi, I can see that. I can see the GoldenEye view, the GoldenEye feel. There is a spareness to them and a saneness, even that feels like that kind of repackaged assets. Oh no, there's a ghost here. All right. Oh no, there's a ghost here. That's like what you could say about everything in Echo Knight and beyond. That's interesting, Taco. I hadn't thought about them being released as like separate games. For me, they work together as a unity, as a package. Okay, so now my FAQ says that I get the. So I'm there. I got the card here. And now I am going to quickly go to your right, use the employee ID card you just got on a panel that is glowing red near the door on the right. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for the ghost to get to the end of this hallway and then hatefully do that. Which way is she walking? Cool, she's walking away. Okay. Yes, I likewise am aware of Tingle as a cultural phenomenon, more so than I am aware of his actual work. Than I have encountered his actual work. Okay, so room 103 is the room where it says to use the card on. I would like her to walk a little further down there. What were the circumstances of him being nominated for a Hugo or a Nebula? Oh no, is she gonna start walking back down this way again? Alright, well, what do you want me to do on Wonder Woman 105? Okay. Okay, there she is. So I want her to duck into this room here. Oh yeah, that's right. It was some sort of reactionary activist nomination spamming thing. Okay, she's in there. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna go to the right. Yes, this. Oh, this vent. Okay, the vent has kicked on, so now the fog should lift. Can I finally set her tormented soul free? Yeah, Taco, having played and indeed having made several videos about Echo Knight 2, and having played Echo Knight 1 to get a variety of endings, my heart rate is spiking. I think that's because I'm freaking out, because I just saw her ghost for the first time. So yeah, having played the other two games fairly deeply, I can say this is not the strongest entry. Okay. So, this is her room, and I need to do this. Well, in this one, so they've done something different with the mechanic in this one. I respect the thought to sort of spice it up. Because in Echo Knights 1 and 2, ghosts could chase you in rooms that were dark. So your general puzzle-solving loop to gain access to an area is to try to find the power source to an area, turn it on, then, and while you're doing that, you're being chased by these sort of stalker ghosts, clock tower style. Then once you get the power source turned on, find the light switches in all the rooms and turn them on, and that dispels the ghosts. So they varied that up in this one. There is this sort of white fog that is lingering over everything, and the ghosts are driven mad and murderous by that fog. So any ghost you encounter in a foggy area, that's where you start to get attacked. And your death is not caused by the ghost itself, which is how you die how Richard dies in Echo Knights 1 and 2. Richard Osmond, is that it? Richard something. in this one, your heart basically explodes. You get so tensed and freaked out that you just sort of you seize up and die. So you get scared to death. Alright, let's put this disc back in there now. We watched this once before, but I think we need to show it to the little girl. This feels like such a strange question to ask your child. Having never lost a co-parent myself to a child, I can't imagine what that would feel like, so it might be totally reasonable, but it feels strange on this end of that situation. Evening, Ark. It's good to see you. How you doing? So, she has remembered something? And yeah, so Taco, this is one of the areas where, so this is apparently an important item for later in the game. There might be a heads up that I get, but I've found that most important items have not been given, are not necessarily highlighted, either narratively or environmentally. So they're sort of tucked away in a lot of environments that look and feel the same, and the puzzle solving aspect of Echo Knight, such as it is, which involves your sort of lock and key, find the key to the lock, whether that lock is an actual lock or a character you need to appease, it's considerably weaker for having to explore a lot of very samey environments for unremarkable, visually unremarkable objects. Excuse me. And Echo Knight 1 and 2 were better off because they took place in Gothic settings where even if the environments looked a little samey, they were nonetheless compelling, and it was fairly easy to sort of know where to look. You know, if I'm in a Gothic environment, for some reason, I just intuitively know what drawers and stuff like that to look at. There's a bookcase, that's a unique object, I'll look at that. But in here, there's a closet, and I can interact with that. There are 5 closets that I've interacted with nothing in it. So maybe this has something, maybe it doesn't. Anything here stand out as something that I would find something special at? This maybe, but it's not special. It's very confusing and sends a lot of mixed messages about how to play it, I think. Which is one of the reasons why this is, I think, the first game that I'm playing with an FAQ by my side in order to make time on the stream. Oh, that's great. He stuck around in ghost form in order he would not pass on in ghost form until his daughter stopped being cursed by the fog. That's a sweet little narrative. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're surviving. Let's see. Gained her freedom after being reunited with the father. Both. Warm glow disappearing. Yeah, it's always you always kind of wonder what kind of ghost pockets they have that can contain physical objects, but the object's physicality isn't like that's not like an active property of the object until the ghost disappears. Now I'm going to go upstairs to the painter and see if those two are truly free. An aspect of the health system in this game that I like, Taco, is, you know, you die when your heart rate gets up to 300. And as you can see there, by running, my heart rate increases. So when I am being scared to death by a ghost, if I run from the ghost, then I actually have a higher chance of dying more quickly. And I think that's very neat. Yep, there they are.
My shuttle crashed some time ago. A lot of people were aboard. But now, everybody's dead. And that black shadow. I can manage myself being alone. I'm an android. But I'm glad that you're back. Since you left, I've been painting pictures here. Pretty pictures, all alone. I don't know why I paint pictures. Before I knew it, I was painting pictures.
Okay, so there was an astronaut ghost. He does shogi. That was the right casting choice. Let's see, where is the work area hallway? Oh. Hello, my guy. So this astronaut was really worried about the little girl. You know, good responsible adult, even though he was killed by a ghost child, is aware that a child is just a child, so is worried about her rather than creeped out by her. Which I've got to say, as somebody who does not necessarily get the whole creepy child aesthetic as a source of horror, I appreciate. Oh, I know where there's an elevator. Yeah. Do you mean like the tension is and failure is entirely around getting caught, rather than an additional criterion like your heart rate? So that's interesting to me, because part of the idea of, you know, looking up as a way of passing on is related to our Terran, you know, our ancient Terran assignment of the heavens as being where the gods are, or at least the positive afterlife gods, and so the fact that he's in space, yet nonetheless does the same gesture, I find that very interesting, because he is in the sky. The environment has changed, but the memory and the habit remain. That's science fiction. Yeah, I guess the only I guess modification of that is, like, as you run, you lose stamina or health or something like that. Okay, I want to go down that escalator. I mean, Ark, that feels like the right kind of conclusion to draw from that behavior in that setting, and that's why I think it's very cool. Also very interesting that ghosts acknowledge local gravity. I mean, it's the special... Oh, crap. There's another ghost in here. My heart rate's super spiked in that room. I think it pushed the fog out, and that there's another ghost in there that is going to harangue me. But what was I saying? Taco, that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about that. But no, yeah, it's like yeah, that's right. So it's like a special property of ghosts, right? It's one of the things that makes them, otherworldly. They can float. They're not bound by our earthly forces. And yet in space, that force is no longer there. But the ghosts stay grounded nonetheless. What if it's like an act of rebellion for a ghost to not float in the sky, in space? All right. Let's check out B1. My heart rate is spiking. Okay. No fog. I really dig that. Like, again, like the heart rate spikes not in response necessarily to the presence of a ghost, but because your guy's freaked out. Doorway is blocked, and there's no way that I can remove these trees with these measly human hands. It would take the power of a ghost. Oh wait, I didn't mean to go in there. Oh, weird. I entered the elevator and my heart rate spiked and the controller began to buzz. What's going on here? Yeah, this elevator is really scaring my character. No, whatever is causing that arc is entirely about the elevator. I like the notion that he's scared of being in an enclosed space after having encountered all these ghosts. Another little detail I like is that when you come down from an adrenaline high, your heart rate actually drops below normal as you sort of as it sort of thins out of your system. Taco, they are all named ghosts. That's one of the things about the Echo Knight games that I dig. There are no what would you call it? Trash mob ghosts. Everybody has a story. Experimental Fishley Station, you say? Fishley Station. No, it doesn't scare you from this side, which is why I like to think of it as being like he's like freaked out by oh, level 1. Do I have a card for that? I do not. I like the notion that he's freaked out by an enclosed space. Oh, weird. He's moving much more slowly than normal. Am I about to run into a ghost for the first time? Ah! Oh, weird. I bet that's it. There's something that's following me. And the reason I couldn't move quickly and can't move quickly now is because it's holding me back. And then it reached and put its hands on my helmet. That's cool. Let's see, what's my safety save? Yeah, that's good. Well, in that instance, Ark, it does cap. I guess if you continued running inside the elevator, it might be able to push you over the edge. But I think that for the most part, it just sort of caps out at a certain point. Get your hands off my helmet, buddy. So there's the freight elevator. Oh, there's a camera in the freight elevator. Okay. Interesting that I can look in here. Okay, there's the lobby. I can't get in there. It's hard to tell if that's fog. I don't think it's fog. I think it's just obscured environment at a distance. Excuse me. Let's see. Good. Control passage? I don't think I have access. I think this is a place I don't have access to yet. This is what I need the level 1 card for. There is something written. Game, perhaps you would read it to me. I hear somebody crying. Whoa. Okay. So that's not a murderous ghost. That ghost needs help. And there's my sign. Okay. Feels very Republic. Republique. I think, Shogi. Okay, there's no fog in here either. And that's where I went in. So it must be something... I don't know, I felt a jump scare here and there. That's, which I think is all it's aiming to do. I did find the dad. I did find the father sticking around for his daughter, not moving on, touching. All right, so oh wait, no, damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's check out camera number 2. Oh, these are the restrooms. Wow, even the restrooms are stark and forbidding. That is not proper punctuation. But I can see how you would arrive there. Yeah, Taco, you can't find anything on the internet anymore. Google has Google is no longer the research stallion that it once was. Yes, my sentiment exactly. Okay, so this is where I am. I'm inside there. This seems like it might be important to me. Okay. That's right. No, yeah, it's not ladies, it is lady. And as always, lady gets preferential treatment. Alright, so there's a panel loose. And I want to pay attention to that. Vegetable plant. Whoa. This place looks super foggy. And I see somebody... Again, looks kind of like a child. Are we going back down the creepy child route? What? Oh. Oh, I bet that this child wants that stuffed animal. Evening, Samus. That's very strange. Isn't Ladybird like an alternate name for Ladybug? I mean, I know there was like is it Eleanor? Is it President Johnson's wife? I think. Oh wait, are there 2 of them, or is that a mirror? A mirror with a sliding door. I could swear that Ladybird Johnson is a person. Or is it Eleanor Roosevelt? But yes, yes, that's that being Hank Hill's dog, that scans. Oh. No, it's fine. I don't even know if I know it. Alright, so I don't think there's anything in there for me right now. Cultivation control room. This room seems fine. In fact, its camera even seems downright spry and responsive. There's something orange there, which suggests it has special value among the general gray of the level. Yes. A small piece of equipment. It looks like some sort of cassette tape holder, although those could be little slots for putting in little test tubes. So as I am reading all of this, what does this say? If it finishes using, please return to the something something plate. I am reading that at a slant, so I might be wrong, but I think that's bad copy for if you're done using it, please return it to the something something plate. But no, I have found words censored in games that are extremely sensitive to very obscure obscenities that I didn't even know those words had obscene other meanings until a game censored it, and I had to figure out why. Shoes, you say? Interesting. I wonder what the difference there is. Yeah, this one is not as good as the first two. I likewise have a lot of affection for the first two. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the restrooms and see if there's anything there, because there's definitely no fog there. I guess I'm just going to have something dragging on me. I wonder if it's still going to be in this hallway. Oh, I don't like this. I'm very uncomfortable with this. Yep. Oh, I'm not going to like this. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh, it's going to touch my face again. Oh. Ah. Get off me. I don't like you. Okay. It seems to max out at 139, so I'm just freaked out. I'm very uncomfortable with this. Clearly so is my character, because his heart rate is spiking. I have the volume turned down. I can't quite hear the timbre of that laughter. Is that a child or some other menacing thing? I wonder if I use this on my face. That original Echo Knight is a treasure, to be sure. It I have seen disc only on sale at a fairly reasonably priced used game store here, Pink Gorilla, for I want to say like $300. It's either 160 or 300, but it's not cheap. So yeah, keep that one safe. The only way I was able to afford a copy was to get a Japanese copy, which those actually sell pretty cheap. What is this? A Pure Star. A Pure Star, the hometown of South Earth. Yeah, right now this guy's constant heart rate is basically mine if I am walking in a poorly lit room that I am confident has a cockroach somewhere in it. Oh man. Yeah, these are it's very interesting to go back and look at them. The Kingsfield games, the Echo Knight games, especially with, you know, From Software's sort of modern aesthetic and style in mind. Because to somebody used to modern control schemes, it is very counterintuitive. And they stuck with the same control scheme for basically the entire run. Help? Did you, Samus, did you play Duracine, the PlayStation VR From Soft title? Well, I do need that, and that's good. Oh, it's, if you enjoy Echo Knight, and you have the opportunity to play that, I think you would enjoy it. It is not set in the Echo Knight series, but it feels very Echo Knight inspired. Alright. I think that's everything that I can get out of here. And I am ready to stop giving this Ghost Kid a piggyback ride. Oh, I see. That's men's room. This is level 1 locked. Is this the Fisheries Experimentation Station? I like the Fishley descriptor better myself. I remember I streamed Duracine back around the time that I started doing this stream in 2000 and in 2021, and now that I have some of the bugs sorted out, that might be a fun thing to go back to. I wonder if I could get Space Hamlet to co-pilot that again. Space Hamlet is a stream regular and a friend who he and I have collaborated on a few things game criticism wise, and he is an excellent co-pilot for things From Soft related. Okay, well, the panel came loose. I observed it through a camera, and it turns out that does not help me at all. Shadow Tower is very good. I have a save that it's one of these games, I think, worse than a regular RPG because it is so mentally mapped, because you have to have it so mentally mapped that if I don't play it for a few months, it is that save is like dead to me, which is kind of where my character is in that right now. I did get. Let's see if I have it. Well, I don't have it immediately on hand. It's the Shadow Tower, the PlayStation 2 Shadow Tower that they made. I don't know if that ever got an English or a non-Japanese port, but it's Shadow Tower with a gun, and that is crossing the streams in terms of fantasy aesthetics that I don't think we really see until Bloodborne. Oh, I wonder if the glass cleaner... Let's see. If I use the glass cleaner on the cameras... Ghost scene leaning against the wall in the control passage. Her head looks much creepier there than it looked in the camera. I think it's at a weird angle. Suffering an injury, waiting for somebody to return. Young girl's ghost located in the cultivation area. So, based on how I solved the last one of these, I have to trigger the ventilation to get the fog out, then the ghost that is possessed by it will become neutral and have a problem that I need to solve by giving them an item in another location. Indicates that a struggle took place here. Yeah, each room has flavor text that gives me far more information about what it's trying to communicate narratively than I actually pick up as an observer. I didn't read this as a struggle taking place here, taking place there. You just kind of assume that after a calamity, everything's broken. Large fragment of mirror. It's covered with a layer of dust. It's got to be precious dust. Space in the interior of a space station has got to be one of the few places that a human might be where dust is a finite material. Like, you're only getting so much of that in space. Okay. Okay, I only get a description of something if I've already been there. Well, let's see if this child's gonna try and kill me. There's fog. She getting nearer. Okay. So my heart rate spikes the closer she gets to me. So when those doors open, I'm guessing the doors nonetheless open in response to her standing in front of them, kind of like we saw in the in the cameras. So she's walking past me to my left right now on the other side of that wall. She still has that door triggered, and now she left, and now she's over there. So I know where she is by which doors are open and in what order. So when that door closes, she is on her way over to this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the monitor room. I'm going to use the cameras to find which one of these doors has the teddy bear behind it, and I'm going to wait for her to go around to one side and then go to the other. That is what I'm going to do. So 3 is to the right when I enter. Camera 2 has the stuffed animal. Oh, that's her pattern. So she's not walking around on the outside, she's walking through that corridor. So when my heart rate increases, she's right there. Yeah, I was thinking about like space dust, but I actually don't know what makes space dust apart from distinct from regular dust, basically. Wait, no. Are there 2 of them? Or is that a mirror? I think there are 2 of them. Alright. So camera 2 is over here. Okay. So I want to go to my left. After she walks, after the left door closes, and when the door at the far end opens, I'm going to go to my left. Let's see how that works. I kind of don't get the feeling that she's got like sentry patrol perception, because she surely should have seen me a couple of times as she walks away from the door in front of me. Okay, so now she's standing over there. And I'm freaking out because she's right there. Now she's walking away. She's over there. Anybody chasing me? Am I just freaking out? Okay. There's the teddy bear. So now she should be standing right there. Now she's walking away. Okay, I seem to be safe in these corners here. She should be walking on soon. Alright, so yeah, so there are two little girls patrolling mirror routes. Why is there like a Plant 42 greenhouse enemy in a ghost ship? I don't know, man. I think they're in a parallel play scenario. They clearly know each other's there. They're making eye contact, but they're not engaging. So I need to kill the plants that are up there. Wonder if this is like a Plant 42 dump it in the water kind of thing. And I wonder if my notes say anything special about this. Overgrown vegetation. Okay. Okay, now I want to explore the other side. Okay, as soon as that door closes, I want to run in there. What was your favorite one that they got rid of? That's horrible. Is your favorite pizza place local or a chain? Alright, so my next step is to go in there. Is that regional? I love pizza. It is one of the few foods that I will volunteer if somebody asks me what I want to eat. Because most of the time I'm indifferent. But pizza, I'm not indifferent about pizza. No, it looks like it should be special, but it doesn't do anything. Interesting. I've been favoring a place called Pagliacci's Pizza quite a lot here. I don't want to use that portable battery yet. I just recharged. Oh, wow. Place is flush with them. What do we got here? Oh, does this discharge the vents? Heck yeah. That sounds very good. I don't know if I've ever had carrot on a pizza. Yeah, if it finishes using, please return to the original plate. Alright. Oh, yes. Oh, so this is great. Yeah, so I've got the original Japanese developed bad English in the environment, and then I have the translation into localized English. That's great. Science monitoring device. A technician I am not. I'm sorry they discontinued it. Is it not the sort of thing that, excuse me, that they could make for you on request? Alright, I gotta figure out how to get that teddy bear. And I need to find the little child ghosts. My heart rate's gonna spike when I meet them, but it's okay, the fog is gone, they're no longer trying to kill me. Do I meet them on my way out? Are they still wandering around? Maybe they're still wandering around, but less deadly somehow? Anything down here? Nope. Ha! Jesus Christ. Which is exactly what kills my character. That feeling. Alright. I've got to get that teddy bear out of there, and I need to... Can I use the key on this to override? Yes. Oh, I see. Teddy bear is in this one. Let's see. There it is. How do I open it then? Maybe it needs to be in a different position. Yeah, I feel like this is not so subtly a, oh, this is the one that's open. Okay. Not so subtly a Shining style ghost. There we go. Can I get the lion? Ah, there we go. To our big brother. What if the big brother is the ghost kid who's grabbing onto my helmet in the other room? I don't like anybody that a ghost is afraid of being mad, frankly. Like there's a transitive property that if a ghost is afraid of it, I should be as afraid of it as they are. They really did capture the spirit of a conversation of a couple of 4-year-olds. Okay. So they're happy now. If only. Alright. let's save here. Now, I like the idea. It's like we saw at the end of that the Lucha movie that I opened with for show and tell. I like the idea that there is a menacer and a menacee, and one escapes, and there's some sort of and then, you know, at the end of the day, after enough time and distance, each is as each feels as ew toward the other as the other does. So the heroes are like, ugh, villain, please don't come near me, and villain's like, ugh, heroes, please go away. And everybody just wants to be left alone, and I really, really hope that that's how most ghosts sort of turn out. Alright, see if this is Jacob. Whoever it is grabbing onto me. Being super obnoxious. I cannot run, so let's see what else I can see in the monitor room. That's right. Usually, if a bird lands on a railing outside the window, you hear the ghost do like a little ghost chatter. Sometimes I don't even know my cats are in the room until I hear that kind of like sound that they make when they see something that they really, really want to kill. Okay. I feel that we're omitting the ghost that keeps grabbing me and daubing ink on my helmet. Katarina and Katrina. Those are some self-hating parents of twins. Let's give our twins the most confusingly similar names. Alright, so let's look here. Alright, now this is where I'm going to check the FAQ, because I have a feeling that there's something that I probably missed. Glass cleaner. Okay. So, yeah. There's a hint. So yeah, so this is where the puzzles of this game fall a little short of the others. So in the men's bathroom, but I'm starting to see the pattern here in the thinking. In the men's bathroom, I picked up glass cleaner, and I've been carrying it around. I thought, well, you know, I do have some camera lenses that need to be cleaned. Maybe that's something I need to pay attention to. But no, the actual solution is to take the glass cleaner into this room and use it on this glass, even though this looks exactly like a million other mirrors I've seen. But this description is supposed to stand out. Oh, cool. I thought that they just didn't have any mirrors because they didn't want to have to deal with trying to render my dude. I wonder if this is actually some reflection or if it is just a if this is like just like another room on the side of a transparent plane that has a model that moves when my character moves. Because that's neat. Alright, so... Oh, hello. Oh wow, the pallor of that kid's face is really unsettling. So this is a creepy looking ghost. I want to say you'll appreciate your siblings when you're older, but given the circumstances of our meeting, I think that ship has sailed. Okay. Oh, I wonder if those girls dropped something like the other child did with the hair band thing, and that's my proof to him that his sisters have passed on. No, I guess not. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's more to do in here. Okay. I think that's right. Okay, so I did that. Greenhouse key. Lion. Control panel. Do puzzle. Man, crazy respect for everybody who did FAQs on GameFAQs and made ASCII charts. Okay. Wait. Do I still have the stuffed lion. Okay. So again, that's very strange because in most cases when I give an item to a ghost and the ghost disappears, that means the ghost is gone. In this instance, I merely showed the lion to the girls as some sort of proof, but still have it in my inventory. I didn't think to check for that. Yeah, I know, right? I recently refreshed the channel description on my old YouTube channel, which I started in 2006, I think, with a dumb video that mashed up some Metal Gear Solid 3 online footage with Katamari Damacy music, and like just appreciating how when that thing started, YouTube and the internet were such a different thing because it was pre-social media, and how I have done almost all of my work without even influencer being an idea in my head. No real point there, but just the perspective. Because I'm guessing, like, if these were Katarina, they're like the exact same name. I think the only way that I would know that I am Richard is from the instruction manual. I don't think it shows up anywhere. I know that in the other games, in Echo Knights 1 and 2, Richard showed up at your pause screen, but I don't believe it does here. Let's see. Yeah, do I show up as a person in my list? No, I do not. Aw. Poor kid. I think that's neat. I think that having a kid hang on to this life for something that to an adult would be so trivial, I think that's good kid ghost writing. I wonder if the elevator now freaks me out again, or if it was Jacob that was. No, I'm still freaking out here. Is this upsetting me? Is there something down here? Maybe. I could see that. What could be bothering me so much about that room? Pardon me. Alright, there is a woman who appears... There's the ghost of a woman who seems to be wounded down here. Or I thought down here. Who's upsetting me now? Yeah, this effect on my health when there's a ghost nearby, it could be benign, but it's going to freak me out until I find it and talk to it. What is that floating up and down in there? Yeah, I'm at 139 again, which is my general freak out. My non-lethal freak out ceiling. Somebody up here, weirdly? I straight up have no idea what's upsetting my guy. Here. I wonder if it's somebody in this room? No? Okay, there's a key attached to it. Ah, Jesus. Well, that would be what's freaking me out. Again, the question of ghosts floating in space returns. Looks like a bunch of fast food containers and like chip bags and Coke cans. Let's go do it one more time. No, that's a fine point, Taco. Just that'll get your heart rate up, right? That ghost in there seems bumbling and harmless. Oh, it's not a different loadable area. It's the same. This is the ghost of a hungry man. It is the ghost of a hungry man. This is his thing. I mean, he's really hyper focused on these Doritos. I'm really amazed at... So this is interesting. Like, the deeper I get into this, the more NPCs I find from the shuttle. But they crashed, as I did, into a haunted colony with ghosts that killed them. Yet they have somehow gotten as far as I have, if not further than I have, with less equipment and less wherewithal. Yeah, Osmond, that's it. Same taco. I think it's right up there with signage, fake signage, fake names of things, which I think is equally important. A good, clever set of off-brand names. I like that and enjoy writing them. Oh yeah, yeah. Silent Hill is really fun for that. It's one of the few games that frequently revisits a town with a gas station, where if they don't have a gas station, it's going to feel weird. Like, where are their bodies? This is something that is different about this Echo Knight compared to the others. One assumes that if you encounter a ghost in a haunted manor, if you find a ghost in a haunted manor, it is probably the remnant of somebody who died and whose body has since wasted away, or is buried in some sort of grave somewhere. So the fact that there's no visible body doesn't seem weird. But these people all died, I think, in the last day, and their bodies are nowhere near where I'm finding their ghosts. That is very curious to me. Alright, so that is what I need. That's how I'm going to get this fella moving on to the other world. Oh, control passage. The plants are in the way here. Is there something else I can open up with a level 1 card? Yeah, food storage. Yeah, I'm gonna guess this is where I'm gonna find the missing piece for this guy. Yeah, Taco, the Silent Hill 2 and Metal Gear... Oh, crap. Okay. It's really interesting to me that they've commissioned graphical glow-up upgrades to Silent Hill 2 and MGS3. And I have hopes for each. I think the way I would describe it is hopes, but not expectations. I mean, the thing is, if they turn out not to be great, the originals still exist, so there's... I mean, nothing of value has been lost if they're bad. Remakes? Yeah, remakes. But, okay. So, this puts us in a pretty good place to make progress in a new area next stream, so I think this is where I'm going to call it a night. Let's go ahead and save the game here. Yes. All right. Well, Ark, I'm glad that you came out, and I'm also glad that we were able to have you for the stream until the end. And yeah, the MGS collection, I am looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to streaming it as well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And a neat marathon, given my background as well. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Taco, it's great to talk with you as always. And Ark and Samus, welcome. And everybody else, have a great night.